haven't been eating that much, yet my weight hasn't budged. It's very depressing. As I've already told you, don't get me wrong, I appreciate it when you guys are, still attracted to my full figure. I don't like it, and that's what's important. I don't like it. I'm 196.4, and that's naked before eating or drinking anything. Omar's 17.8, so he's still allowed. I told you, as long as he doesn't get too heavy, I'm still going to, per the vet's instructions, give him his extra meals and whatever. He's 17.8, so he was all the way down, remember, to like 16.6, so he's fine. He's doing good. I didn't go to the vets that time. I thought that was overkill, I'd already done all the tests, whatever, and she wanted me to go in just to test and see if he'd put on weight. Well, I can step on my own scale and see if he's put on weight, plus he had his eye appointment and I weighed him there anyway. Alright. I stayed up all night again, but I did sleep straight through. Yesterday when I stayed up till 6, I slept till 10. Today I slept 6 to 11:30. Woke up thinking about the duck boat thing. I sit here and whine and say I can't for the life of me understand why that duck boat captain would have told them to not put the life jackets on. He should have been the first to be saying, as a precaution, put your life jackets on right now, But I also whine, I don't understand why this relative, this landlord, he's relatively well off or whatever. Drivers don't cost $1 million. He'll insist there's nothing wrong with his dryer. He knows damn well that if the dryer doesn't, he knows that way back whenever he bought the dryer, I don't know when he bought the dryer, I don't know how old the dryer is. Like I said, I'm very, when it comes to that, I'm vicious. I wish that his dryer would just go and he'd be forced to buy a new one. But you have to remember, he knows that it's like that, and he's known because my mom talked to a tenant when that first happened in December, okay? And he said, oh yeah, he won't do anything about the dryer. I just go to the laundromat. But you report him or something, and out of spite, all he has to do is just not offer a washer, not offer a dryer on the premises. He doesn't have to. A part of me, I would rather have him not offer that service than offer it and have it be in that situation, and for him to be thinking he's so wonderful keeping my mom from falling. She's not going to fall. She's not going to fall. If you're going to worry about that, she could fall any time in her life. She could fall bringing the garbage out to the bin, If she's not going to fall. If she's going to fall, then she could fall without, and she doesn't have a basket. She takes laundry in a bag, The fact is, I can do her laundry. The fact is, you're in a position where you could just ask her anytime you want me to do, and she doesn't even have to quarters, and she could just give you cash, and it had only been 5 days since she did everything in her house. 2 huge loads, I saw them. How dare he do her laundry again and put that in, he took her last penny, and it was his idea. I don't know why he doesn't, you can have that dryer replaced and, repaired, and if not, you buy a new one. Dryers don't cost $1 million. You have money. I'm sickened when someone like that is so cheap on one hand. On the other hand, if I even hinted anything, will say, there's nothing wrong with my dryer. Yes, there is, but I'm going to keep my mouth shut because my mom likes living there and I don't want to cause trouble. But I've said more to him than she has, and I've looked right at him, as I said, and you're not lying to me, right? It does eventually stop. I haven't witnessed it yet, but because I'm thinking in my head, I haven't witnessed it yet, and I'm going to. Trust me, I will. I'm going to find out if you lied to my face, because if that dryer doesn't stop in 2 hours, then I know you're secretly unplugging it, and you just don't want anyone to know, and that's why you always want to do my mom's laundry to make sure, I just can't believe someone who has money like that offers this paid dryer and can't just shell out the money to repair or replace it. I'm sickened. I'm sickened by that. freaking when that first happened to my mom when she moves in. And it's not like she was warned. He knows damn well what his dryer was like. He had to have had it brand new at one point. He had to have known that it doesn't. But maybe he's never bothered to open the door and see that it's supposed to stop when you open the door. I don't know. I don't trust anybody, especially someone who does that with the fucking dryer. Yet on the one hand, but in the same breath, I care about my tenants and I care about your mom. If I even hint at, you know, what's the fucking word? My mom doesn't like me you can't say any, you know, if you even hint at him doing something wrong, or that you're upset with him, you know, you even hint at it. He said it to me more than once. I care about my tenants and I care about your mom, and he has proven that, like I said, but it doesn't change the driver situation or the other things, I've told you about. I'm pretty much vacillating in my head between that. That's going to weigh heavily on my mind because, again, she did not need to do laundry 5 days after she did 2 huge loads. And also that captain, to not have those people put on life jackets, he needs to be held responsible. But with me it goes further. It's like, what was he thinking? That's what they're there for, the fucking life jackets, you know? And this landlord, unfazed when I told him, yeah, my mom didn't know where you were and her clothes were spinning around and around and they were dry, and she went and did what I did. She grabbed him out of the thing and she hurt herself. He didn't say anything. He didn't say anything. I care about my tenants. I care about your mom. I do this for her and that for her, and yeah, I know. And you're too cheap to at least try to repair that fucking dryer, otherwise fucking replace it. I would like to see the serial number and know how old the damn thing is. I wish it would just go. Because I'm mean like that. I just wish that would happen to him and he'd be forced to get a new one. Or just not offer it. Oh. Plenty of apartment buildings that you have to go to the laundromat. It's a bitch and a half, but I could do it with my mom on the bus. It's not the end of the world. At least I wouldn't have to worry about him having her do laundry when she doesn't even need to. Just because she spills something on herself and then she's, you know, she didn't have laundry prepared. And then she's just going to try to get stuff. And then, oh. And then since her laundry is certainly not going to require, especially with the dryer going round and round, forever, I want to know how long it actually goes to. But I told you, he blamed me the last time when it spun round and round. He's like, you had it on too low. Well, you know, there's nothing wrong with my dryer. A dryer is supposed to be able to be on any of the heat settings, Stanley, and still eventually shut off. But I'm going to do my little experiment with high, and I'm going to see how long it takes to shut off, if it ever does, and I'm going to write it down and I'm going to film it too. And if there are plenty of witnesses, I don't think, do they record these deadbolt things? Do they record them? Like, can we prove that the captain, or it won't be a he said, she said, if there's enough people that will vouch, you know, stand beside that woman who's lost 9 members of her family and believes that if the captain had them put on life jackets, people would have been saved. Perhaps members of her family. She believes that. I told you this company's going to be sued up the yin-yang, but I want to see that captain held responsible, as in criminally. I want to see him, you know, to the fullest extent, whatever can happen to him, being such an arrogant motherfucker, thinking he's omniscient and he can predict that everything will be okay just because he wants to think that everything will be okay and doesn't want to, you know, set a panic or whatever, okay? Life jackets are there to be used. There's nothing wrong with erring on the side of caution and putting on a life jacket. Nobody's gonna condemn you if it turns out that nothing happens with the boat, you know? So what? You are not a weatherman. You are not omniscient. You don't know how much I wanted to say something to that landlord. But, I mean, I did say something. But what I could have said, if I was brave enough and didn't want to rock the boat and have my mom get upset, you know, is, you know, Stanley, I spoke with my friend, and he said all dryers are supposed to stop when the, you know, when you open the door. It's a safety feature to prevent something like my mom just did, and I did a month ago, grabbing clothes out of there with it spinning round and round. You're supposed to be able to do that, and as a woman you want to be able to do that because you don't want your clothes to shrink, and you might want to dry something just a little bit and then hang it up to dry. Things that I've done, all things that my mom and I have done here when we have our own personal washer and dryer, and etc., etc., etc. There are reasons that a woman would want that feature, and it's a safety feature, and I don't understand why you don't, and what I want to say is I don't understand why you don't repair or replace this dryer. And he can't say, it didn't just happen, you understand? December, the guy, old tenant said, oh yeah, that's been like that, okay? Lest he try to say, oh, it just happened. Bullshit. And I could vouch for the fact of my mom crying to me, even though he didn't tell her that this was going to be this way. It's not a case where he didn't know. He knows, doesn't care, knows, doesn't care, knows, doesn't care, okay? And I would like, obviously I can't, but I would just want to ask, what was that captain thinking when he made that unfortunate, fateful, tragic decision to not have those people put on those life jackets just in case? This landlord has money, you understand? He's not some whatever. And he can't shell out the money to either repair or replace the goddamn dryer that he offers as a selling point to new tenants. I have a washer and dryer on the premises. My mom had to find out without being told up front and she's elderly and mentally ill, and she's calling me crying, Laura, the laundry wouldn't stop. It spun round and round and round. But I called him. Thank God at that time she called him. She wouldn't have dreamed of opening the door and trying to get her laundry out. But then when I do it, she's going to try it, you know? It's like, oh my God, Mom, learn from my mistakes. Don't do it just because I do it. Listen to Joe. He's the wise one, you know? He said you should never do that. Not even me. Would I have done it again? Yeah. I probably would have done it on Thursday, and I can guarantee you, I don't think I would have hurt myself. I have better reflexes than she does, and she didn't injure herself, but she did break her nail down and I hope that taught her a lesson. I said, well, did that teach you a lesson? Don't try it again. You know? Motherfucker. I hate people who act like they're so wonderful, yet, you know, and if you confront them or anything, they don't want to be accused of anything. They want to get away with what they're doing and not be told what they're doing is wrong. And even when I've hinted around it, he hasn't liked it. Believe me. There's nothing wrong with my dryer. Bullshit! I just didn't know. I didn't know if maybe at that point a month ago I hadn't talked to my Joe yet, that maybe all dryers are not equipped to stop. Joe was instantly. It's not supposed to do that, Laura. All dryers are equipped, and I had to look it up for myself, which I didn't do. Okay, but I did yesterday. Joe was right. Joe already doesn't like him for all the other reasons I've told you about, the heat and the this and the that, and you know. I hate confrontation. I admittedly, we already know I have problems myself. And one of my biggest problems is I hate confrontation. Okay? I just want people to do the right thing. So I'll whine and I'll say, why doesn't he just repair that or replace that dryer? What the fuck? Why doesn't he just do it? He has the money. He has the money. I don't want him saying anything to my mom. But he has before, because then she'll say it to me.